Hungryburger was released in the core set Magic Ruler, or Spell Ruler as it's now known, in North America on September 16th, 2002. It's a level 6 Dark Attribute Warrior Ritual monster with 2000 attack and 1850 defense, with card text that reads, "This monster can only be ritual summoned with the ritual spell card Hamburger Recipe. You must also tribute monsters whose total levels equal 6 or more from the field or your hand." So basically, this is just a shitty vanilla with weak stats for a level 6. It's also a warrior type for some unknown reason instead of, like, you know, a fiend. I can even imagine it being plant type due to the lettuce and tomato on it. The makers of these early cards were really on something, weren't they? Its only redeeming quality is the fact that it is so fucking strange. I couldn't find any sign online that this card ever saw competitive play, and I'm definitely not surprised. It's a bad ritual monster, which means that it inherently just has two downsides. One being that, you know, it's just a vanilla, and the other, it's a ritual. The ritual mechanic was cool in the anime, but in real life, it's inherently just downright awful. The only two competitive decks that I know about that solely focused on rituals were Nekroz and more recently Drytron, only because they essentially fixed the main problems that ritual summoning normally had. But enough about rituals. It's time for the first ever episode of foodgioh. So now that you know the history of the greatest ritual monster to ever grace Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's time to recreate the entire thing. Starting with the ingredients list, which will include ground beef, a sesame seed bun, 1 tomato, lettuce, bugles, salt, pepper, toothpicks, and this flag that you can see in the B-roll of me making, this Japanese flag, which we couldn't find any red markers or pens in the house that weren't dry. So what I had to do was just use an orange highlighter. So it's not gonna be 100% accurate. I'm sorry. Now the first thing that we're going to need to do is make sure our things are in order. We're gonna cut up our tomato. We're gonna cut up our lettuce into pieces that are big enough, you know, to like, or small enough to fit nicely inside the sesame seed bun of your choice. You can make them homemade. I just decided to buy them at the store. Then we're going to have to shape our burger patty. I didn't even measure it out. I just took a rough estimate of what I thought a good sized burger would be. And then I rolled it in and rolled it into a ball, and then I flattened it out, salt and pepper generously on both sides. Then we set our burner to around medium and melt our butter until it's nice and bubbly. Then right before we put our meat in our pan, we're gonna give it a nice spank and tell it it's been a bad boy. And then we're just going to put it right in the pan there, and look at that. Oh, it's so juicy. Ooh, that sounds really sexy, doesn't it? We're gonna cook each side for around 4 minutes, maybe just flipping occasionally just to like get the nicest crust on it as possible. And I cooked mine to around like a medium rare, but you can cook it to however you like, except well done. So anyway, once our burger is nice and cooked, look how juicy that looks. We'll flip up our burger bun real quick here, like that. Then we're gonna put down our first layer of lettuce. Then we're gonna put our actual burger patty, then another piece of our lettuce, then our thick boy slice of tomato. Now, I had a lot of trouble with this. As you can probably see, I'm gonna add some of the fuck ups in the B-roll. And yeah, it didn't turn out exactly as I had planned. We finally put the flag in. I used to think the flag was actually an eye at first, but it's actually a Japanese flag. So yeah, that is our final product. Now we're gonna go over to my dining table and have a taste test. All right, the bugles are gonna be kind of hard to eat, but let's, oh look, he's closing his mouth. Here we go. I'm gonna get a little bit of the crunch, but also like, no, a full mouth of bugle. Let's see what the burger quality is. Man, this bun is soggy. Like I said, I normally toast a bun. Okay. The burger quality is pretty good. I cooked it just perfectly. Look how perfectly pink it is. Not too cooked, but it's not undercooked. Wait, these are bugles.